Breaking news. A major development has just emerged regarding the future of Iran. The Strategic Pulse is currently monitoring a historic announcement from the opposition. The exiled prince has just issued a critical statement addressing the nation today.
He states that the Iranian people have called upon him to lead a political transition. This mandate comes as the current regime faces unprecedented pressure to collapse.
In his address, he has confirmed his acceptance of the responsibility to lead.
A primary goal is to return the nation to a state of complete normalcy and stability.
He emphasizes restoring foreign relations with the global community immediately.
The prince promised to ensure the transition of power remains orderly and safe. His firm commitment focuses on stabilizing the country during this volatile period. Ultimately, the citizens must determine their future through the democratic ballot box.
He vowed not to repeat the historical mistakes seen in previous regime changes.
The leadership will avoid drastic purges to maintain essential public services.
Bureaucrats and civil servants will be retained to keep the government running.
This strategy aims to prevent chaos and ensure the state machinery functions well.
He acknowledged that the people have made their choice at an enormous personal price.
A direct appeal was made to friends in the Arab world to support this change.
He asks regional neighbors to prepare to recognize the new transitional government.
The nation will be rebuilt to serve its people, not to expand its borders abroad.
Diplomatic relations will no longer be based on the exportation of radical ideology. Mutual respect and shared interest will define all future diplomatic ties from now on.
The goal is reintegration into the global economy to increase prosperity for everyone.
Standing with the people is described not as charity, but as a strategic investment.
This move aims to make the region one of the most stable and secure in the world.
Together, a Middle East that children can be proud to inherit is finally within reach.
The prince urges the international community to take this new path forward immediately. Joining us now live from Jerusalem is our senior international correspondent.
The burning question tonight is how much longer the regime can sustain the fight.
With the supreme leader removed, analysts are asking when the system will finally crumble. Reporting live, the atmosphere here has shifted dramatically in just the last few days.
We have moved from questioning regime capabilities to seeing concrete results of failure. The combined military campaign has severely degraded their operational capacity.
Intelligence sources confirm that the regime is facing an imminent total collapse. Reports indicate mass defections are now occurring within the internal security forces.
Soldiers are reportedly putting down weapons and abandoning their posts in large numbers.
Troops are discarding phones to trick commanders into believing they were killed in action.
Many are attempting to disappear into the general population to escape the conflict.
Advocates are calling on the international community to encourage this trend right now.
Foreign diplomats are urged to facilitate more defections to speed up the end of the war.
Experts believe a critical mass of defections could change everything overnight. As politics naturally abhors a vacuum, the question of succession is now critical. The vast majority of the diaspora fully supports the Crown Prince's transition plan.
However, several other factions are currently vying for power in this chaotic moment.
Nothing is official yet as the regime technically remains in power in the capital.
Most analysts suggest the Crown Prince appears to be the natural popular choice.
Another group, the MEK, is also positioning itself for a role in the new government. This group is described by experts as having Marxist Islamist roots and ideology.
Critics have often described their internal structure as resembling a political cult.
They reportedly demand strict dress codes while opposing the current regime's laws. Observers note they maintain their own specific form of secular Islamist system.
The female leader of that party has already declared herself the transitional head.
This declaration was made just days before the Crown Prince's recent announcement.
The political dynamic between these opposing factions is becoming extremely complex.
Iran is a massive nation with over 90 million people and diverse minority groups.
Experts are now weighing in on how these minority groups will react to the changes.
Reports suggest Kurdish groups are being armed to lead a ground invasion force soon.
While airstrikes have been effective, they cannot change the regime on their own.
Military strategies ultimately depend on a coordinated uprising happening on the ground.
There are concerns that Kurdish factions might attempt to create their own republic. Questions remain about whether these groups might become oppressive in new ways. The Azeri population makes up a significant and influential percentage of the nation.
Recent demographic estimates place their numbers between 10 and 20%.
Analysts are questioning if they will seek to break away during this transition.
Many citizens strongly insist that their society is built on historic diversity. They firmly believe the nation will remain unified despite internal differences.
Everyone ultimately wants the same result, which is a stable, democratic government. It is a fascinating time as the Islamic regime in Tehran appears to be collapsing.
The chaos caused by Hezbollah and Hamas proxies has defined the region for years. The potential for Iran to become a source of peace is now a very real possibility.
Just a few years ago, this scenario would have been considered totally unthinkable.
Turning to the situation in Jerusalem, things have quieted down significantly today. For the first time in weeks, there have been no sirens reported in the city today.
Rocket launches from Iranian territory have decreased to very low numbers recently.
However, Hezbollah has intensified drone activity targeting the north of Israel.
This activity may indicate that their missile stockpiles are now severely depleted.
The group was likely exhausted from years of fighting previous regional conflicts.
The fall of the Syrian president has effectively cut off the Iranian connection.
The critical supply corridor for weapons and support to Lebanon is fully closed.
The focus of the war for Israelis has now shifted primarily to the northern border. Sirens are currently only affecting the northern regions of the country right now. It is currently the Sabbath in Jerusalem, a time of rest for families in the city.
We want to thank our senior correspondent for her incredible insights tonight. The stakes have never been higher for the entire Middle East region.
A stable Iran could transform the region from a zone of war into a hub of peace.
The Crown Prince has offered a clear path towards stability and global integration.
Meanwhile, the current regime continues to face an accelerated internal collapse.
Defections within the security forces are creating a vacuum the regime cannot fill.
The international community is watching closely as this historic transition unfolds.
The choice for the Iranian people is now between continued isolation or prosperity.
Regional neighbors are preparing for a new diplomatic era based on mutual respect.
As the northern border remains tense, the focus shifts to the future of the nation.
We will continue to monitor these developments around the clock for our viewers. Stay tuned as we track the movements of the transition government in the coming days. This has been a special report on the shifting dynamics of global security.
Please remember to like this video to help spread this important information.
Subscribe to the Strategic Pulse for more in-depth analysis of this conflict.
Click the notification bell to be alerted immediately when news breaks from the region.
Leave your thoughts in the comments below on what the future holds for the Middle East.
Reporting for the Strategic Pulse, we will see you in our next breaking update.
Thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay informed with the Strategic Pulse.